What's up, everybody? It's Charles. Today we are going to be adding a complete spare tire kit in the Golf R. Now, you may have read the title of this video and thought, what do you mean add a spare tire? Of course, it came with one, right? Wrong! It didn't come with a spare. For some insane reason, this car, even the R32, did not come with a spare tire. It didn't even come with a jack or the little wrench tool to change a tire. So if you get a flat and the Fix-A-Flat can and pump that it came with doesn't fix it, you're calling tow truck, calling roadside, or calling a buddy to come bail you out. So of course you're wondering, why didn't it come with a spare tire? Well, I've heard weight savings for emissions, I've heard cost cutting, I've heard definitely not cost cutting, and I've heard that it doesn't fit due to the all-wheel drive system. Well, we're going to be adding a complete kit. I'll be sure, of course, to link that kit up down below. It's all factory stuff, so fill in the blank on why you think that it didn't come with a spare tire. To me, I don't really care why, I just care that and that it didn't come with one, so we are gonna add one. And real quick, big ups to Paul and the boys over at Shop DAP for working with me on this, helping me put all this stuff together so I actually have an emergency spare tire kit just in case. So yeah, flat tires happen to everybody. With that, let's talk about what you're gonna need to get this job done. There's a number of ways you can do this. You can just buy the spare tire, drop it right in and not worry about anything else. At least you'll have it. The way we're gonna do it is we're gonna actually add all the factory accessories so it looks exactly like it would if it came with all this stuff. What you're gonna need, of course, is the tire. You're going to need this foam toolkit insert. We'll need the wrench. We'll need the screw piece for the jack. And of course, we'll need our jack. You'll notice we're missing a couple of tools in the slots in our toolkit. Our screwdriver, our tow hook cover, our wheel lock if we have it, and our wheel bolt cap remover tool are all actually already in the kit in the car. Let's actually go ahead and grab that kit now and install our tools. All right, here's the toolkit that came in our car. And here we have our tow hook cover. So we're gonna take this out. We have our screwdriver handle, and the screwdriver piece is in here somewhere. Here we go. Put that together and install that. Now we have our can of Fix-A-Flat, or our bottle of Fix-A-Flat, I should say, and our compressor. We actually don't need these anymore, but I'm still gonna keep them in the car just in case. And I also had a handful of extra wheel bolts because I'm running spacers, and here's our wheel cap tool. I don't need this because I'm not running them, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it in our spare toolkit anyway. All right, so here's our tools that we already had in the vehicle, so you don't need to buy these. We have our screwdriver. We have our wheel bolt cap removal tool, our tow hook, put that in there. And then one thing I forgot to mention, our wheel bolt hanger. This doesn't seem to have a slot, like a perfect slot in here, so we can just kind of put it in there. It shouldn't make too much noise rattling around. If you wanted to cut a little notch or something, you could definitely do that. I'll leave that up to you, but I'm just gonna leave mine in. Now, I mentioned keeping the compressor in here. You can cut a little notch out of the foam right here, and then it'll fit really, really well right in this little spot. The other thing we can do is we should have a little bit of room in the trunk to keep that in there too. So maybe before we cut it, I'll see if we got the room in the trunk for it. Now there's actually one more piece that's kind of optional, and that's this trim piece at the back of the trunk. The one that we are going to be using has this cutout for the spare tire. The one that's currently installed in the car doesn't. This is optional. You can cut yours out if you want to make it look like this one, but I want it to be nice and, you know, exactly how it came from the factory, so I'm just going to use this one. Next up, let's go ahead and get everything out of the trunk. If you have Fender, which you probably do, we're gonna remove the subwoofer. We are going to be putting this back in. This fits perfectly right inside the well of the spare tire. Now, next we're going to remove this factory trim panel. Even if you're trimming it, I'd probably still remove it to trim it. Removing this is pretty straightforward. We're gonna actually just slide it all the way up. So what I like to do is grab it about here and just nurse it up. See, we gotta slide it straight up or we're gonna bend or break these tabs. Set this to the side. This is still a good piece, or sell it or whatever. One thing you wanna make sure of is you wanna make sure all your trim clips came out. If you had a trim clip left below, a bent pair of pliers like this is the best thing I've ever found to get them out. Slide them under, just rock the clip out just like that. Save these, even if you don't need that trim piece. All right, let's go ahead and put our curved trim piece in. All we're gonna do is we're gonna take it, we're gonna line all these tabs up and then just gently push it down. So I like to get the bottom in first to line that up and rock it into place. Make sure everybody's happy. Once it's all in place, just push it down. Then what I like to do, the magic trick, we need to make sure this plastic is underneath the seal. Just pull the seal back a little bit and just kind of walk it to the other side. There we go. Give it another tap down and it's in. So now you can see this area is grooved out for our spare tire. All right, next up, let's go ahead and put our spare tire kit in the car. You can put it in with the foam empty or full, whatever makes you happy. This is just gonna lay right down here at the bottom. Now it does have to go in the channels. We don't wanna just cram it back and end up breaking the foam. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna gently and evenly push it back. You'll notice it has to go underneath the trim over here on both sides. So now our tool kit is installed and we have all of our tools in it. Something else to keep in mind, you wanna make sure that your wire connector is out of the way so it doesn't get trapped underneath the spare tire. It has to be on top of it. Next up is our spare tire. Before you put this in, make sure that it's properly inflated. And remember, it goes face down. Let's go ahead and put our subwoofer back in. Now there is an arrow indicating which way is the front. Make sure you put it that way. That's pretty much the only way the connector will reach. It may be easier to plug this in with the subwoofer not tightened down. Check that out, lays perfectly right inside it. You may have to shift the tire a little bit to center the whole assembly. Take your locking ring, snug that down, put everything back in the trunk. Just go ahead and put your cover back on, and you're done. Now, I had a handful of questions going into this, so let's answer those now. First up, will it fit over the front brakes on the Golf R? Yes, it will. The spare tire fits absolutely perfect over that big brake kit in the front, and of course the rear is not a problem. So that means if you have a flat front tire, you don't actually have to do 2 tire changes, just the one. Now, I'm running wheel spacers, so if you're running wheel spacers, you want to make sure you keep some factory length bolts in your toolkit. You could probably keep the spacers on with the spare tire on, but I'd rather not do that. It may not be a big deal at all. It's just, one of those things. Next up, will this cause an issue with the all-wheel drive system? This is actually maybe one of the reasons why these don't come with a spare tire from the factory. I don't think this is gonna cause any kind of issues. Couple of things we want to remember. One, the overall diameter of the wheel and tire assembly on the wheels on the car and the spare is pretty close. It's not exact, but it's pretty close. Also, this car is not a Subaru. It's not that full 4-wheel drive 50-50 split. I sometimes refer to it as fake 4-wheel drive or front-wheel drive with rear wheel intervention, so you shouldn't have any issues there. Now, that said, there's always the possibility for that. There may be a traction control light on. I almost guarantee you're going to have a tire pressure monitoring light on, because if that overall diameter is different, then that can trigger the tire pressure monitor light. In fact, that's exactly how it works, so of course that it would. Also remember, this is a temporary thing. Not trying to put 20,000 miles on the car with the spare on. If it were a full-size spare, maybe, but with this little donutty spare, you don't want to do more than, I think it says 50 miles right on the tire. This is a short-term solution so that you can get your tire fixed or replaced. Another one of the main reasons why I've heard these cars don't come with spare tires is extra weight. If you install this kit, you are going to be adding extra weight to the vehicle. Now, it's going to be in the back, so maybe that balances the car out a little bit. I'm not really sure. I haven't had it on scales or anything like that to tell you the exact balance. But I can tell you, when you add this kit, it adds about 45 pounds. The foam block with the jack and the little tool for the jack and the lug wrench weighs roughly 6.6 pounds. The spare tire itself weighs 38.6 pounds. Those two together are 45.2 pounds, and we'll leave a little bit of error for the scale not being accurate. So you're adding about 45 pounds to the rear. So if you're all about that weight reduction life, bro, then maybe this is not for you. I do think, though, if you're trying to shave 45 pounds in the car, there's probably plenty of other places to do that, including different wheels, which will cut a significant amount of weight. And finally, I ended up trimming out the foam piece so that I could fit the little air compressor in it. It's a very valuable tool, and I would rather have it and have it secured than have it rolling around in the trunk. You can do this very easily. All I did was I set the pump over the foam, marked it with a marker, took a razor knife and cut the foam out. I had to, massage it a couple of times, just a little bit, to make it fit properly. You could do a better job than I did. You could, use something a little rougher to cut it. There's a million ways to cut this foam. I had this razor knife, brand new, close at hand, so that's what I used. Probably didn't do it the safest way, so I wouldn't recommend doing it with no safeguard. Use something else for it, but that worked really well for me. And now that pump fits perfectly in my foam holder. All right, guys, so there we have it. We've added a spare tire kit, one of those things you spend a bunch of money on and hope you never ever have to use, but now it's there just in case. And big ups to Shop That for putting this kit together for myself and for all of you guys. I'll, of course, have a link right to that kit down in the description. You can mix and match it a little bit if there's some things that you need or you don't. All right, with that, questions or comments, drop them down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again next time. Bye.